Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009 or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
5 seconds. We welcome you back to P.O. Faulkner Park as we get you set here for Game 2 of the doubleheader between the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, and they're going to flip home and away as well for this game. So the Hornets are going to be the visitors. Just heard that from one of the assistant coaches on Berkeley Post 14, so we're going to have a flip in that standpoint. But Dylan, good first game for the Hornets.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't have gone much better in the first 4 innings. End up with 11 total runs, and your first 2 pitchers you put up on the mound don't give up a hit. And by the time Trevor Bork got up there and had his struggles here and there, giving up 4 runs in the end, it didn't really matter because you were with an 8, 9, 7 run lead, depending on what time it was at that point. So this game, it looks like Dylan Stevens is getting the start. They've flipped some things around, some guys moving around positions, moving to different parts of the lineup, but for the most part, the same lineup. A couple guys subbed in and out, positionally and in the batting order. But for the pitchers for Swoyersville, they're going to have to face a lot of what they did in this first game, where they ended up giving up 11 runs. So it's going to be another tough one for those pitchers against the Hornets.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at it, this is a Swoyersville team that certainly has some talent. First game of the year for them, as well as Berkeley Post 14. But I think things are tough when your first at bats are going up against a guy like Stottlemyre, who we know how talented he can be. And then immediately after that, Jason Myers picks him right back up. And typically, those Swoyersville's got a pretty good program out there in Pennsylvania. So they've had some tradition of being successful. So I would expect in Game 2 them to come out here and put together a more competitive game against this Berkeley team. And the Hornets, of course, the team that we know has talent. We've seen a lot of these guys throughout their high school and college careers do some great things. So definitely looking forward here to Game 2. Again, it will be 7 innings between the Hornets and the Swoyersville Post 644. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop, happy to have you with us here for Game 2. We're going to take our first break here before first pitch, and just when we come back, we'll probably have first pitch or be very close to it. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're going to be back in 2 minutes.
Whether it's a strain, sprain, or fracture, WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Charlestown and Spring Mills now offers same-day appointments. No referral is needed unless required by your insurance carrier. WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine offers the exceptional care you expect for the injuries you don't. For same-day appointments at WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, call 304-725-BONE.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Strawberry season is here at Orr's Farm Market. Pick Your Own strawberries will be starting around May 13th, and you can make a reservation to come and pick, or buy some that are already picked. We're also offering a season pass this year, so get online at orrsfarmmarket.com to see the details. Visit our bakery counter today to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't miss our 2 new flavors of homemade strawberry donuts. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Park, Nick Verzolini. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. As we get into Game 2 here momentarily between Berkeley Post 14 and Post 644 out of Swoyersville, Pennsylvania. Dylan, as you mentioned, going to be Dylan Stevens on the mound for Berkeley Post 14 here in Game 2. Stevens, the talented right-hander out of Musselman High School. A guy that throws the ball hard, has a lot of different pitches that he can throw at you as well, and over the last 2 seasons has kind of been known as one of the best pitchers in the Eastern Panhandle, so excited to see what he's able to do here in his first appearance of the Legion season.
Right, we already seen 2 Musselman pitchers out here today, Jason Myers and Trevor Bohr. Myers was able to put up hitless ball in 2 innings of work. It's Dylan Stevens is the ace of that rotation, or he was this year. So it's going to be a good start for the Hornets. It's about as good as you can get on the rest of this roster when it comes to the high school guys. Obviously, Braden Stottlemyre, pitcher at Shepherd, who's going to move out into the field in this game. But once you get past him, probably the best high school pitcher out of who we have available today might be Dylan Stevens.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely make that argument here for this Berkeley Post 14 team. So excited to see how Stevens pitches, and just overall, I think, what some of these other guys are able to do for Post 14 here in this second game. We'll see a little bit more of Caleb Fletcher here in the game, and Stottlemyre, see what he can do with his bat. And in the field, as we know from talking to manager Trip Tobin, that's something he wants to do a lot more this next year at Shepherd, is potentially hit, potentially play the field for them, not giving up on that opportunity, as well as being a pitcher. So, excited to see how he does for this team, Dylan, but also what he'll do at Shepherd over the next few years, because he's a guy that hit the ball pretty well in high school, is a really good defensive shortstop, and, of course, is a great pitcher, so he gives Shepherd a lot of good options moving forward, and if he can have a good summer, maybe he can go out and prove that he can be a hitter still at the college level.
Right, we've seen a lot of guys that have been on Post 14 here speak to the fact that it can help them improve in the high school season and into college. So, I mean, just getting reps in baseball in general. You see guys in the major leagues, you play through the spring, through the summer, into the fall, and playing out here on one of these Legion teams gives you the opportunity to do something similar. So anytime you can get more reps in, you're going to get better. It's hard to practice and practice and practice and get worse. It's very unlikely. The more reps you get, the more comfortable you're going to get.
Yeah, so looks like, again, things a little bit different here. For Game 2, Berkeley Post 14 is going to be the visitors. So they decided to do that since, as we mentioned, Swoyersville, pretty long trip for them. Maybe that's part of the reason why they decided for Game 2 here, let them be the home team in their second game, and that means the Hornets will hit first. So we'll see Jordan Canby to lead things off, moving from the 9 to the 1 hole, and Canby having a home run in Game 1. Just try to mix some things up in the lineup, and we'll see a little bit more of Canby here with him leading off.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Canby was the leadoff hitter for Martinsburg this year, and he's a guy that can be very dangerous at the top of that lineup, or a guy in the 9 hole that can easily help you flip it back over to the top of your lineup. He can get on base, and then he's always a threat to steal second base whenever he's on first. So that's the kind of guy that you want at the top of your lineup, and he's coming off of hitting a 3-run home run in Game 1. So hopefully he's got that momentum. He can continue and start things strong here in the top of the first in Game 2.
And we'll see a different catcher as well as a different pitcher for this post 644 team. We're going to see on the mound Mason Scarlett, as well as behind the plate it will be Aaron Klosko. Gill moving over to first. Del Rosa stays at third. At shortstop, it's still Lopo Husky. At second base, it's Evan. He's going to come in. And then from left to right in your outfield, it will be McDermott, and then Hospodar, and then Schultz in right field. So, first pitch hit the zone, second pitch called a strike. 0-2 count here on Jordan Canby. As I mentioned, homered in that first game. The next pitch to Canby is lined into center field. Canby giving this one a good ride, but chasing over and making the catch is Hospodar.
We saw Scarlett at second base in Game 1. And he comes out on the mound in this one. Not seeing Trevor Clem move from the pitching mound to the field similarly. But you can say, might expect a better outing in this one than we saw from Clem in Game 1.
Cam Moore now fouls off the first pitch. Moore doing the catching as it's Canby, Moore, Hartman, Herndon, Reed, Myers, Fletcher, Stoudemire, and Oviedo, the lineup for the Hornets. Moore doing the catching here in this second game. And the pitch from Scarlett on 0-1 is lined into center field. Left center field is going back as the shortstop, Lopo Husky, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So quickly, Scarlett getting these first two batters, two of the tougher batters to get out in this lineup. I mean, everybody's pretty tough in this lineup, so I guess that's kind of hard to say for both teams, really, because, I mean, this is American Legion Baseball. You're getting some of the best guys in your area. You have to be pretty serious to commit to Legion play and summer ball. So, Hartman takes the first one for a called strike. Baden on the day. And now he's going to move to second base for Game 2. And the pitch to Hartman. Ground ball over to short. And Lopo Husky makes the throw in time for the final out of the inning. So 1-2-3, go the Hornets, playing at their home field with the visitors here in Game 2. So we'll head to the bottom of the first with Post 644 coming to the plate. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, I'm Ron Springer, head golf professional at The Woods. If you're a golfer who loves fun and competition, get your friends together and enter one of the many fundraising tournaments held at The Woods. You and your group may qualify to play in the area's premier golf event, the Tournament of Champions. The winning team will receive individual prizes as well as a cash prize for the organization they represent. For a list of qualifying tournaments, see ads in Around the Panhandle magazine and the Journal. For a list of rules and regulations, visit thewoods.com or contact me, Ron at thewoods.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
For Game 2 of this doubleheader between Berkeley Post 14 and Swoyersville Post 644. And bottom of the first inning, again, the Hornets playing as the road team here in Game 2 after being the home team in Game 1. So we're going to see Dylan Stevens on the mound for the first time this summer.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a layoff since the end of the Musselman season, but we'll see if he can come out here strong at the beginning of this game, or if it takes him some time to get back into the groove.
Give you the defense for Berkeley Post 14. Doing the catching behind the plate is Cam Moore. Down there at third base, Braden Oviedo. Shortstop is Braden Stoudemire. Second base is Baden Hartman. First base is Jason Myers. And from left to right in your outfield, it's Chase Herndon, Jordan Canby, and Caleb Fletcher.
As we saw Cam Moore DHing in Game 1, so now he moves back behind the plate.
Colin Reed will do the DHing, by the way, here in Game 2. He'll hit for Stevens.
So we get to see Landon Sifford gets the second game off behind the plate. Always a good move. You don't had 2 straight games of catching behind the plate, even if it's 7 innings instead of 9, would be rough on the knees.
Yeah, especially how hot it is too.
Yep. All that equipment on.
And on that turf, it's even hotter.
Yep.
So, pitch missing here outside to McDermott, who will lead things off. It's McDermott, Lopo Husky, Scarlett, Gill, Del Rosso, Klosko, Schultz, Evan, and Potter to lead things off for the lineup here for Post 644. 2-0 count on McDermott, the left fielder, left-hander. Next pitch he sees from Stevens is a called strike 1. Dylan, of course, wrapping up his senior season in a tough loss to Hedgesville. The Eagles coming close but unable to come back to beat Cabell Midland in the state tournament or the state championship game here today, losing 11-8. But great season for the Hedgesville Eagles. We'll see several of their guys on both the senior and junior team as Stevens gets that one in there for a strike.
Like we mentioned in Game 1, like Lane DeLauder, Braylon Connor, and the likes join this team eventually.
Pitch here from Stevens is fouled away. Yeah, Jackson, you're asking, I can't forget Mr. Hedgesville.
Yes, of course.
I believe, yeah, and that's it. And then Pedersen, I believe, is going to play for the junior team. So.
Yes, you are right about that.
Here's the 3-2 pitch from Stevens. Apparently ball 4. Very close pitch there as McDermott takes it for the leadoff walk. Something you never want to see, Dylan, as that allows, well, depending on who you are, of course. If you are Post 644, you're excited about a leadoff walk.
I like that you used the word apparently, because I was definitely waiting for the sign to be him to be rung up for strike 3.
Yeah, it looked pretty close, but maybe from up here it's our angle, I don't know. But nonetheless, Loboski drawing the leadoff walk, and Stevens missing high again, so a little bit of his control off to begin this thing. And as we said, been a while since he's pitched in a live game. Throw over, not in time. But Dylan had a great career in Musselman. Had some good games here at P.O. Faulkner Park as he delivers this pitch for a called strike, and one of the guys that are returning from last year's team. So
that second year of, at least second year of experience on the Legion team. Playing summer ball helps you out.
This one given a pretty good ride, but going to stay in the park. Herndon rolling over and making the play. Lobanoski flies out to left field to begin, or with one on, and now one out here in the top half of the first, or bottom of the first inning. So I knew he was going to throw me off with these teams switching home and away here between game 1 and game 2, despite us playing here at P.O. Faulkner Park. That'll bring the pitcher, Scarlett, to the plate.
No DH in game 2 for
Mason Scarlett sends a ground ball, could be 2. Stoudemire flipping to Hartman. Hartman throws to first. Just off the bag is Jason Myers. And they get the lead runner at second, but unable to get the double play. This infield combo, well, a lot of these infield combos with guys that play short now playing second, but in particular I think this one too could be one that you see a double play at this level because you don't really see them too often. But with the arms on Stoudemire and Hartman, I mean, that's two of the stronger arms probably in the infield with 2 natural shortstops out there.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, we see that with Carson Buber as well, so you could see some double plays, I think, from the Hornets quite a bit.
Yeah, that would have been in time, but Myers was pulled off the base. It's not something you'll see probably too often from Stoudemire and Hartman.
Throw over, not in time. I mean, when they get Braylon Connor, he could definitely play some second base. Warren Oviedo could as well. So, some guys that are really all shortstops, but that's the thing with the shortstop position is you can move them aroed quite a bit as there's a called strike 1.
Right, it's the kind of thing we see a lot. Even as high up in the major leagues, you see guys like Gunnar Henderson, Manny Machado go through the Orioles organization as shortstops and then get up to the major leagues and switch to the third base or second base.
I was going to bring up that point, actually, because if this one's inside for a called strike, the Orioles love to draft shortstops. And everybody's like, well, we already got a shortstop. Well, usually they're the most athletic guy on the team.
Exactly,
so you can play them anywhere.
If you play shortstop, you can probably play second or third is the thing.
1-2. Here's a ground ball hit into a gap, picked up by Oviedo, and now everybody's safe. Has tough play there. See Stevens slipping on that turf, and runners on first and second coming off the mound part of it. Even Ryan Mountcastle was a shortstop at one point. Now he's a first baseman.
There you go, yeah.
But Gill able to reach on the infield single, back-to-back for them, and now Del Rosa, who looks to have some power in his batting. He had a nice single to close out the ball game in the 7th inning and has an opportunity here to get the post-64 or 644 team from Swoyersville, Pennsylvania on the board here with runners on first and second and 2 down. Dylan Stevens trying to get out of this jam.
You know, we even forgot to mention the first pick in last year's MLB draft. Jackson Holliday was a shortstop too when it comes to Orioles drafting shortstops.
So on a call and strike 1. I think he'll probably end up playing short one day.
That he might be the one. Yep. Certainly moving his way up quickly in the Orioles organization, hitting well at a high 8 ball.
Next pitch from Stevens, ground ball, going to be a chopper hit toward Myers, and he gets to it and fields it cleanly for the final out of the inning. So we head to the top of the second. Hornets coming back to the plate. No score between Berkeley post 14 and Swoyersville post 644. We're back in 60.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Welcome back here as we begin this second inning. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, Kyle McLaughlin, and Braden Schaffner, our cameraman. Back in the studio, Spencer Dupuis here in Game 2 between Swoyersville and Berkeley Post 14. No score between the two teams as we begin this second inning, Dylan, and we go into the 4-5-6 hitters. Herndon, Reed, Myers due up for the Hornets.
Yeah, obviously it's early, but that first inning gives you the vibes that we're going to see a lot less runs in this game than we did in Game 1. Dylan Stevens on the mound for the Hornets, and a good first inning for Mason Scarlett.
Yeah, Mason Scarlett was able to get a pair of flyouts and a ground out to begin things. So I guess if you're looking for positives from Berkeley, everybody made contact in that first inning. So we'll see how Scarlett handles things going against Chase Herndon, a college player, as the first one misses outside for ball one. Herndon playing left field. Played a lot of center field in high school, but moving to the corner on this team, which they have a lot of center fielders or guys that could play center field, as there's a called strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Herndon. Next pitch hit right up the middle for a leadoff single to begin this second inning from Chase Herndon.
Doesn't get much more solid than that. Right up past Scarlett on the mound. Skipped off the mound. Right up past second base.
So first hit for the Hornets here in this one, and that'll bring the designated hitter, Colin Reed, to the plate. But Colin might have broke a bat in that first game when he lost control of it and it hit off the dugout. We saw he had to get a new one. This one hits the zone for a strike. He might have been, though. I saw him down there looking at his bat, so I'm not certain if this is the bat that he was using in that game. I was kind of just checking on it, see if it was.
It looks similar to the one he was using.
Yeah, so it might not have broke, which would be good, obviously, as there's a called strike. Because bats are expensive.
They are. That was always a part of baseball when I was playing back in Little League. Even the Little League bats, they can run you some money.
0-2 count. Runner on first. And Colin Reed sends this one into center field, and charging in and making a good play on the run is Haas Potter. So, 1 out here in the inning. Dylan, were you ever the kid that had the bat that everybody liked, and then they used it?
No, I was more likely to be the kid that
used everybody else's bat?
Yeah. I had my own bat, but it wasn't a great one. So sometimes if I had a friend on the team that had a better bat, I'd be like, hey,
I remember the one season I had the bat that everybody was using, and it ended up with like a bunch of dents in it at the end of the year.
That sounds about right.
That's not from me, though, because I wasn't very good.
That's when you get your parents to be like, stop letting all those kids use your bat.
My parents probably didn't care, because
Anyway.
that's how they were. But throw over, not in time. My dad was a coach, so he was probably happy that everybody's getting hits using my bat.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Runner on first here. Herndon takes off, throw down to first. Going to be a tough play, and not in time. Herndon slides in safely down there.
Looks like it might have just missed the tag there. The throw may have come up short. It looked like it got down there in time for him to make the swipe, but it doesn't seem like the swipe made contact.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a little bit thrown closer toward the pitcher's mound, so a little bit up the line, I guess you could say, from catcher to second base. As here's Caleb Fletcher. I'm sorry, Jason Myers, 18, not 19. Fletcher's due up though. And Myers sits in on a no-ball, 2-strike count with one down in the inning and a runner in scoring position, Chase Herndon. And this one taken outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, we saw Myers in game 1 on the mound. 2 strikeouts, no hits, 1 walk in 2 innings. To contribute to those 4 innings of no-hit ball him and Stottlemyre put together. But no at-bats yet today.
1 ball, 2 strikes, swing and a miss on a nasty breaking ball from Mason Scarlett for the strikeout. Nice looking pitch there.
Yeah, he got him to chase. So the hitless day continues for Myers. Gave up no hits, couldn't get one for himself in his first at bat. But he's got time, of course.
He'll heat up momentarily. I mean, as we said, too, with this team, guys are going to go through hot streaks, guys are going to go through cold streaks, but all of them have the talent to be really successful this year. Caleb Fletcher digging in with a runner on second. The pitch to Fletcher. High for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. You don't want to strand Herndon out there, especially with how the pitching has been here early on. This might be more of a pitcher's duel. Or a runner on second base.
Yeah, I think the runners in scoring position are going to be more of a luxury in this game.
Next pitch, fouled away. But I'll tell you this, Dylan. Typically in summer baseball, we see a lot of runs scored.
Yeah, you're
going back to last year. Because everybody can hit. So
that's the thing we talk about. The Hornets team obviously looks like an EPAC All-Star team, but all of these teams are going to be like that. You gather up the best players from all of the local high schools.
Swing and miss, strike 3. Fletcher goes down. Back-to-back strikeouts for Mason Scarlett, so a good start for the game for him. Bottom of the second when we come back. Post 14 and post 644 tied, or no score between the two teams. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm going to watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm going to watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Here to the Hornets' nest. Nick Verzolini alongside me. Dylan Bishop. No score between Berkeley post 14 and Swoyersville post 644 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Again, the two teams flipping sides here for game 2. So despite the fact that this is the Hornets' nest, the Hornets are hitting first in this part of the ball game, and could be confusing for those of you watching at home because both teams pretty much have the same uniform. But we'll just pay attention to the scoreboard if you're watching, of course. And Berkeley should now be marked as the away team, however that is.
Yep.
I guess typically that's the top of the scoreboard on the graphic, I believe. So here's a swing and a miss for strike 1. And it will be Mason Scarlett. He's, I'm sorry. We are at Klosko. I knew he was a pitcher, or a guy that pitched, but we're at the catcher now. Klosko, number 4. He's catching here in game 2, followed by Schultz and then Evan to round things out.
Stevens was able to strand 2 runners on base in that first inning after giving up a leadoff walk and a single to Brian Gill. But they couldn't get it done after that. Del Rosa grounded out for the third out.
1-1 pitch, misses outside for ball 2. Yeah, Dylan Stevens, the right-hander on the mound here for this second game. We'll see how long the Hornets allow him to go. Last game it was 2 innings for their first 2 pitchers, as this one's fouled away. Or no, it's going to go into fair territory. I thought it had hit the body.
I thought it did too.
Of Klosko, but I guess maybe it had hit the turf and took a weird bounce. Umpires are going to discuss things, I believe, and now I guess they're going to let Klosko take it on an infield single. That took one of the weirdest bounces I've ever seen here if it didn't hit off somebody's body.
I agree. That's the same exact thought that I had. Well, for sure that was.
That's why I called it a foul ball, because I thought it was going to be a dead ball. But I guess it didn't hit him. I mean, if it would have hit him, he wouldn't have ran like that, right?
Yeah.
At least you'd think, but who knows? Well, I'll bring Schultz to the plate, and an opportunity here for Swoyersville as Stevens starts with an inside pitch that misses.
Now, you mentioned how long are you going to have Dylan Stevens out on the mound here. If I'm, using my context clues, the fact that Carson Buber is not in the lineup out in the field makes me think that maybe we'll see him at some point during this game up on the mound.
Runner takes off, throw down to second, not going to be in time, so stealing second there is Klosko. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I mean, we talked about it earlier. You got a lot of different guys that you can use here in this game, too. And
there is someone out in the bullpen now, and if I'm looking through the fence, I do believe that is number 2, Carson Buber.
There you go, Dylan. You should manage this team. Just kidding. Nice pitch here from Dylan Stevens. Ground ball. Again, it's tough to get off this mound here today, and Stevens will throw over to first in time for the out. But the runner advances from second to third. So Stevens able to get the out on the ground out back to the pitcher. That will bring Philip Evan to the plate.
Second baseman today, Philip Evan.
The defenders for Berkeley up on the grass.
Yep. Runner on third with 1 out. It's a tough situation for Stevens to navigate.
Pitch here from Dylan Stevens, the righty, called strike 1.
That's how you play small ball, right? Get a guy on first base, infield single, steals a base, move him over.
This one lined into center field, and diving and making the play is Jordan Canby. The runner tags from third, but they're going to appeal to see if he took off early. And he did.
I thought he did. Yeah, with how far along he was down the baseline, I think he thought that ball fell, and he didn't need to go back.
Well, they're going to double check with the home plate umpire, but I can't see this being overturned, Dylan, with only 2 umpires out there. And Swoyersville can't believe it. They thought that he did tag up.
With how I wasn't looking. I was looking at Canby making the play, but out of the corner of my eye, I could see with how far down the baseline that he was.
It did seem like he got there awfully quick.
Yeah.
Have to go back and watch it on TV 10 if you want to know for certain. But at the end of the day, we head to the third inning. No score still between these two teams, as this is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60 seconds.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
So we welcome you back here to the top of the third inning. Hornets coming to the plate. It will be Stottlemyre, Oviedo, Canby due up. 8-9 one-hitters for the Hornets. And the pitch here from Scarlett. Called a strike. So it'd be impossible for us to tell on the replay, by the way, about that last play since, of course, Colin was filming the play made in center field by Jordan Canby. And Stottlemyre will foul it away, so we really didn't have an angle there on third base. But you and I both thought maybe he left early. Swoyersville, of course, they didn't. And at this point, it's no score between the two teams.
Yeah. That was just my thought. As soon as I saw Canby make the catch, I looked over down the third base line. He was about halfway down. So I was like, there's no way.
There's a swing and a miss for strike three. Stottlemyre going down with the punch out. It's now 3 straight for Mason Scarlett. So he's starting to get into a groove out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's similar to how Stottlemyre was out on the mound. He pitched 2 innings to start game 1, had 4 strikeouts on the 6 batters that he faced. Now he goes down himself.
Oviedo takes this one outside for ball 1. Playing the shortstop position here in game 2 is Oviedo. I'm sorry, playing third base.
So now Scarlett's been able to strike out both of Post 14's dominant pitchers from game 1.
The 1-0 pitch to Oviedo misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes, 1 down. Here in the third inning, no score between Berkeley Post 14 and Swoyersville Post 644. The 2-0 to Oviedo is high for ball 3. So Braden tried to draw a walk here in the third inning with 1 out and potentially help Berkeley Post 14 put some pressure on Mason Scarlett, who's been pretty dominant so far to start this game. And Oviedo does draw the walk right after the strikeout, and that will bring Jordan Canby to the plate. Canby homering in game 1 and flying out his last time up.
Yeah, but that's what your number 9 hitter getting on base can do. I mean, it's a big difference between the top of your lineup coming up with no one on base and 2 outs versus having a runner on with 1 out.
Foul tip there for Canby for strike 1. I mean, in Legion play, getting to the top of the order may not be as important as it is in high school since, like we said before, everybody's pretty much on the same level.
Of course, yeah, because, I mean, especially with the Hornets, especially, Canby was number 9 last game and number 1 this game. But
yeah.
You want similar guys in those spots of your lineup, though. Your number 9 hitter's not your 9th best hitter, more often than not.
Pitch here to Canby, missing outside and low for ball 1. And, of course, we know that from seeing Jordan, but it's hard to pick a 9th best hitter on this team. I don't know if there really is one. I mean, there is, but Canby sending this into center field. And making the catch there on the run is Bayo for the out.
2 straight flyouts to start off the game for Canby. That's also how he started out game 1. And then he ended up hitting a fly ball over the wall for a 3-run shot later in the game.
Yeah, both of them to center field here in game 2, which is the deepest part of the ballpark at 370 out there in center. 305 down the lines. Cam Moore to the plate. Runner takes off for second. Throwdown's not going to be in time. A great jump out there from Oviedo, and he'll steal second relatively easily. Another thing with this lineup, we can expect a lot of stolen bases because
a lot of speed.
A lot of speed. No guys that are really not going to run besides probably Reed and Myers, and even they can run at times. Colin Reed will steal bases with his, ability to time up the pitchers and everything. Myers probably not going to steal too often. But besides that, you could see anybody else take off at any time, really. Next pitch here to Cam Moore is a liner right to, though, the second baseman, Evan. And he makes the play for the final out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the third. Still no score between the Hornets and Swoyersville. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
When you've been in a wreck, you're hurting, you're confused, the insurance company's calling you.
Insurance companies are not your friend. They have a duty to their shareholders, not to you. That's why you need to call us to make sure that you are maximizing what you are entitled to.
We've recovered over $100 million for our clients. Every case is different, no result is guaranteed. But one thing's for sure, we'll treat you like family.
P.O. Faulkner Park. No score here in American Legion baseball action. Nick Verzolini alongside me. Dylan Bishop, Colin McLaughlin, Braden Schaffner on cameras, and back in the studio is Spencer Dupuis. Dylan Stevens going out for his third inning of work. Dylan, so he gets a little bit of a longer leash than what we saw from the other starters, or I guess the starter in Stottlemyre and the number 2 guy, Jason Myers. More on a Trevor Bohr type.
Yeah, you went through those three in game one. So, I mean, you have a lot of talented pitchers on this staff. You don't have an endless supply. So you get into the second game. Maybe you want a guy who can get you through another, handful of innings, 3 or 4, rather than just 2, in case things get out of control when you need some more guys later in the game.
So this will bring Nick Bayo to the plate. And Bayo takes the first one low and inside for ball 1. Yeah, I wonder, too, if it has anything to do with the fact that guys like Stevens and Bohr might not play the field as much as Stottlemyre and Myers will this season, as this one's lined into center field, and Jordan Canby makes the play on the run. Canby already with a fantastic play in center field earlier, and there he's able to get there and make a good play on the run for the first out of the inning. Here to lead off this bottom half of the third.
So only 2 hits and a walk on the board for Swoyersville, first time through the lineup.
Next pitch from Stevens to McDermott is well outside. For ball 1 here, as McDermott had a walk his first time up. He led off the game with the walk. Back to the top of the order here for this post-644 team out of Swoyersville, Pennsylvania. No score between these two teams. The next pitch from Dylan Stevens, a ground ball. Myers gets to it, and he will step on the bag for the second out. So a ground out to the first baseman, and that will bring Lopohusky to the plate. Number 22, Max Lopohusky.
Number 22, Max Lopohusky.
And fly out to left field his first time up.
And he will send this one foul down the first base line. He's followed in the lineup by Mason Scarlett, the pitcher. Stevens working here on an 0-1 count with 2 down. Dylan's next pitch runs in, nearly hits him, but he's able to get out of the way.
That was close. It took a big jump back there.
Got an arm warming out there in the Swoyersville bullpen. The next pitch here from Stevens is high for a ball.
I believe that's number 16, Anthony Bayo, out in the bullpen for Swoyersville.
2-1 count, 2 down. Bottom half of the third inning between Berkeley and Swoyersville. The next pitch misses low for a ball. 3-1.
Well, he saw Carson Buber getting loose on the other side in the bullpen for the Hornets, but he's now Stevens still out here for another inning. It wasn't quite a formal bullpen session for Buber, though, just throwing out there with another teammate.
The 3-1 from Dylan Stevens is fouled away.
As opposed to Bayo on the other side, down in fair territory on right field. Looks like you can probably expect him out in the next inning. If not, then probably the top of the fifth.
Yeah, we'll see how Swoyersville likes to play things here. The next pitch from Dylan Stevens, a breaking ball that misses high for a ball. So, another walk here on the day. This one coming from Lopusky.
Second walk. Still only the fourth base runner given up by Stevens. They've been hard to come by for both teams. Only one hit and one walk given up by Scarlett.
Scarlett had a single back in the first inning. And a runner on first base. Throw over, not in time. It's been great on the mound as Mason Scarlett. We'll see what he can do here at the plate. Already has one hit in the day, trying to add to it. He jumps on that pitch but fouls it off.
You see Stevens is making those pickoff attempts to first base to one of his Musselman teammates while throwing to a Washington Patriot behind the plate.
Next pitch here. Ground ball hit in between the 5-6 hole. Oviedo diving on his knees. Oh, what a play by the Hornets. 5-4-3 double play to end the ball or end the inning. And we head to the fourth.
Well, actually what happened there was when he made the throw, there was 2 outs. When he made that throw to second base, it was too far for him to get that force at second, so it had to be a good play by Baden Hartman to throw over to first in time for the third out.
There were 2 outs, but I saw him try to double it up, so I thought maybe.
So it was a 5-4-3
1 out play.
Put out.
Yeah. Put out, yeah. Great play, though, nonetheless, to end the third, and we head to the fourth. No score between Berkeley Post 14 and Swoyersville Post 644. This is American Legion Baseball, Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We'll go to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rox, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
And the streak continues!
CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on the bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Yeah, it looks like Scarlett's going to stay in the game on the mound despite the bullpen arm out there, and Hartman's going to come to the plate to lead things off to begin this fourth inning for Berkeley Post 14. If you're just now joining us, Hornets are the home team in terms of this is their home ballpark, but for Game 2 they're going to be the visitors. And Hartman sends this one to the right center field. That will get down for a base hit. Baden Hartman, just good piece of hitting, got that bat head out there and drove it right into right center, Dylan.
And it's only the second hit of the game so far, given up by Scarlett. We still have Anthony Bayo warming up out in right field for Swoyersville. But it looks like might be more likely to see him if this inning becomes trouble or in the fifth inning.
Well, the Hornets have ran pretty well, and Hartman does take off. Swing a full swing there by Herndon. Might have came back and caught the catcher. And that will lead to a discussion. I think he might have caught him with his bat, which then the question is that going to be ruled interference?
I'm seeing Klosko kind of moving his jaw around. I don't know if maybe the bat caught him in the face guard.
That's what I believe happened. Yeah, they're going to send the runner back, and the batter is out now as interference is the ruling.
That's tough.
Yeah, must have had the hit and run on. Tobin, manager Tobin, saying maybe that the catcher was too far up. I don't know. Looks like Tripp might be making some jokes as I see some smiles down there.
I guess he's got to put up a little bit of a fight. They're kind of just hoping that he can make an appeal and get his way.
Yeah. Quick discussion, I believe this will be here, is Herndon is now out. So, one out due to the interference by the batter. They're going to still rule it interference, but I think they're talking to the catcher about maybe where he's lined up to prevent that from happening. So,
yeah, so maybe that might have been the kind of point he was making, but it wasn't obvious enough for any of the umpires to overrule. So maybe they're just telling him, hey, just make sure.
Well, also you don't want to get hit with a bat again.
Right? Yeah, it's not really.
I don't think that feels too good.
No, I mean, hey, if it's an out every time, maybe you take a hit or two for the team, but probably not.
One out here in the inning. We'll see if Hartman takes off again here soon, as this one missing inside. And Colin Reed at the plate now after Herndon ruled out there. Throw over, not in time. But that really hurts, because if you don't have that interference, and let's just presume that Hartman takes second, you have two of the best bats. I know I said that, there's not a huge difference, but I mean, guys that consistently find ways to get hits, Chase Herndon and Colin Reed, two really tough outs in this lineup.
Right, these teams, the lineup difference is kind of the difference between being a very good hitter or being a very, very, very good hitter, but still guys are hitting in the middle of the order for a reason.
Runner takes off there for Hartman, and foul tipped by Colin Reed. So he'll retreat back to the bag. I mean, Herndon's one of the guys on the team, too, that's already playing college, so he's faced some tough pitching, obviously, and Colin Reed, we know, is just a really smart player with his bat. Next pitch to Reed, ripped down the line, but foul.
Right, you can see that level in difference, level in competition between how the pitchers have been so far today. Like we saw, Braden Stottlemyre started off game one, pitched 2 innings, gave up no hits, struck out 4 of the 6 guys he faced. Dylan Stevens, one of the best high school pitchers on this team, maybe the best one, giving up 2 walks and 2 hits through 2 innings, or 3 innings, I should say, excuse me.
Hartman fakes like he's going, and then Reed fouls it off. So count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the inning. And Myers in the on-deck circle. Reed flew out his first time. Umpire gets a new baseball. As Collins had a good at-bat here, fouling off a lot of pitches and trying to get that pitch count up on Mason Scarlett, the right-hander. Scarlett delivering the next pitch low for a ball. And Mason Scarlett so far has been really good, so that's why Berkeley would have liked to have had that runner in scoring position for both Herndon and Reed, at least. Next pitch, low for ball 4. So they end up drawing a walk here from Colin Reed, a 1-out walk. And that'll bring Myers to the plate. Hartman does get second now. And you mentioned it, kind of a slow start to the day for Myers, as it looks like that's going to do it for Scarlett. He'll got a few changes, it looks like. We're going to think Del Rosa may come in and pitch as he checked out of the game.
It looks like they're going to put Bayo in. Like
okay, no, it is going to be Bayo. So
Scarlett's going to move to third, it looks like. And I guess 4.
Del Rosa.
Yeah.
So we'll take a 60-second break. When we come back, we'll reset the lineups here for the 2 teams. 2 runners on for the Hornets, just 1 out. We'll see if they can get their first run across here in the 4th inning. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300. Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
To P.O. Faulkner Park, pitching change as we're going to see Bayo come in and pitch. That's Anthony Bayo doing the pitching now for post 644 with the Hornets getting some guys on. Runners and Baden Hartman on second base and Colin Reed on first. And Jason Myers at the plate. He struck out his first time. We talked about Dylan. Been kind of a slow start to the day for Myers. He's yet to get a hit in the 2 games, but you know, he's a bat that can heat up at any time and good guy to have in the lineup here in this situation with 2 on and just 1 out.
Yeah, he didn't get to see the batter's box in game 1 after he pitched, but struck out in his first at-bat last time going around.
Swing and a miss here for strike 1.
It's the first real trouble that we've seen Swoyersville get in this game. Only 2 total base runners for the Hornets in the first 3 innings. Now they have 2 on right now.
Next pitch to Myers, swing and a miss, strike 2. So Bayo coming in a little bit different delivery than what you see from Scarlett. And so far it's thrown off Myers in his first 2 swings. Hartman on second, Reed on first, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets away from the catcher, runner or the hitter out with the base occupied, but both runners advancing here to second and third. So even on the strikeout, you find a way to get 2 guys in scoring position out for Caleb Fletcher, who also struck out his first time.
And in his pinch hit at bat in game 1 also struck out.
Fletcher swinging a miss, strike 1.
So he's at his 3rd at bat here, trying to make contact in play for the first time on the afternoon.
No score here between the Hornets and Swoyersville, and Caleb Fletcher at the plate. The next pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Young guy Fletcher transferring into Jefferson this past year. Had a great year in particular on the mound, but did some good things at the plate as well for the Cougars. And the next pitch fouled away. So Caleb Fletcher sitting in on an 0-2 count with 2 down. And runners on second and third for the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. No score between them and Swoyersville. Bayo resets and delivers a breaking ball that misses a little bit high for ball 1.
1 strike away from getting himself out of this jam that he inherited a bit from Scarlett.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The next pitch from Bayo, a swing and a foul tip into the glove for the final out of the inning. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Bayo in relief. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. No score between Berkeley Post 14 and Swoyersville Post 644. This is American Legion Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Whether it's a strain, sprain, or fracture, WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Charlestown and Spring Mills now offers same-day appointments. No referral is needed unless required by your insurance carrier. WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine offers the exceptional care you expect for the injuries you don't. For same-day appointments at WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, call 304-725-BONE.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire? Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park as we begin the bottom of the fourth inning between Berkeley Post 14 and Swoyersville Post 644. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. And Dylan, as we enter this bottom of the fourth inning, neither team doing much offensively in this one. No score between the two teams.
Nope, just good outing from both starting pitchers. Anthony Bayo getting out of the jam, 2 runners in scoring position to keep it scoreless. And now Dylan Stevens' day is done.
Yep, Carson Buber is going to come in and pitch for the Hornets. So good day on the mound, though, for Stevens. Gave up just 3 hits. 2 walks for him. No strikeouts, though, which is kind of surprising from a guy that's kind of known as being a strikeout pitcher in 3 innings of work.
Yeah, he just pitched some more contact today. And it still ended up working out in his favor. No runs. So see if Carson Buber can keep up the consistency for all of these pitchers in Game 2 so far.
Yeah, and for Berkeley Post 14, it's been all of their pitchers on the day have been really pretty solid. I mean, Trevor Bohr had a few hits given up, but he wasn't, bad by any stretch of the imagination, and especially, working more innings than he really worked during the high school season.
Right. He was in a situation where he had a lot of room to work with, so he didn't have to pitch as tight as the starters did. He was, he had a 7, 8, 9 run lead while he was in, so the fact that he gave up 4 runs didn't end up mattering. He did the damage control he needed to do. Yep.
So we'll see what Carson Buber can give you in his first appearance of the summer. The first pitch from Buber is popped up in the left center field. Going back is the shortstop Stottlemyre, and he'll make the catch for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 away as Gill goes down swinging. He's now 1 for 2 on the day with a fly out and a single, and that will bring Del Rosa to the plate.
Well, we were wondering in the break.
Sorry, no, it will be Bayo
after the pitching change, how that would go. But it is in fact Bayo taking the spot of Del Rosa after Scarlett moved to third base.
Bayo takes the first one for a called strike. Anthony Bayo coming in, hitting here. Del Rosa was 0 for 1 with a ground out. Bayo pitching, but the move was he'll come in and pitch for Scarlett, and then Scarlett moving to third. So Scarlett's still in the game, but now at third base opposed to the pitcher, so the 3-hole is still Scarlett. 0-2 count. 1 out in the inning. Buber looking good so far. The next pitch from Carson is just inside for ball 1. Carson Buber now heading into his senior season. A sophomore that pitched a lot of innings for the Bulldogs that season, pitched a lot of innings last season, and now we're going to do some good things in the summer here for Berkeley Post 14 as there is a strikeout looking. Bayo going down with the strikeout, and that will bring Klosko to the plate.
Bayo didn't react to that pitch as if he thought it was a strike, but he didn't complain too much as he walked away.
Next pitch here from Carson Buber, called strike there on the outside. No score between Berkeley Post 14 and Swoyersville Post 644 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Next pitch from Carson Buber runs outside on him for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike.
Made quick work of these first 2 hitters that he's seen.
Yeah, and you'll certainly like to see that, especially with this being the 4th inning. You could get 2 or 3 innings out of Boober, and you'll be pretty happy with that as he misses outside here.
Right, you're in game 2 of the doubleheader, so there's no games after this to play around with. So
Hornets will be back in action on Tuesday before the Morgantown tournament coming up. Ground ball to the shortstop, Stottlemyre, and he'll make the throw over to first. Myers with a good stretch down there for the final out of the inning. So 1-2-3 goes post 644, and we head to the 5th inning. No score, still between Berkeley post 14 and post 644. This is American Legion Baseball, Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Beto remaining on the mound in relief of Scarlett for Swoyersville, and the Hornets coming to the plate here, Dylan, and looking to get the offense going. It's the bottom of the order. 8-9-1 guys due up. Stottlemyre, Oviedo, and then Camby due up here.
And Bayo started off strong to face 2 batters for 2 strikeouts when he came in with 1 out for Scarlett.
Stottlemyre so far, he struck out. That's it. Shows you the kind of game it's been with it being the 5th inning and this being only your second at-bat of the day. And he'll take this one outside for ball 1. Oviedo walked back in the 3rd inning. In his one at-bat, he's due up in the on-deck circle. The next pitch to Stottlemyre, runs inside on him, gets out of the way for ball 2. So 2-0 count.
It's our first time seeing Bayo out of the windup as opposed to the stretch when he came in.
And the 2-0, called strike 1. It's a different kind of windup than what you're used to seeing. He kicks that knee up pretty high. It's almost like he's like hopping out there. But
let me throw a name at you whose windup reminds me of, Nick. Daisuke Matsuzaka.
I don't know who that is, if I'm being honest.
He used to be a Red Sox pitcher from Japan.
2-2 count. The next pitch outside for ball 3.
You remember Daisuke?
Can't say I do, no.
Had K in his name. He was a pitcher. It was fun to play around with.
Right, yeah. The 3-2 pitch. And then Stottlemyre takes it low for ball 4. So leadoff walk could be good for the Hornets here. Not what you want if you're post 644. Oviedo drew a walk back in the 3rd, as I mentioned, and now he's hitting for the 2nd time here today with a runner on. And Stottlemyre's got good wheels out there on the base path, so we could see him run even though he's a pitcher.
And I think at this point in the game, scoreless in the 5th, I think you'll try to take that chance.
Yeah, or Oviedo bunts, because that would bring Camby up, as that was pretty close down there at first on the throw.
They nearly caught him. He took 1 extra hop out towards second base, barely had enough time to come back.
It's a good pickoff move from Bayo.
Bayo throws that over a half second earlier. He's got him.
Oviedo fouling it away. So at least so far they're going to let him swing through. But we'll see if you get that runner in motion. I mean, the Hornets have had good success running today on post 644. So
could be a bunt situation, even though he swung through.
Well, now Oviedo lays down the bunt. It's a good one. Stoudemire's advancing to second, and on the sacrifice, the Hornets have a runner in scoring position for Jordan Camby as Oviedo goes down at the sack bunt, and that's been well executed today. If there's one thing you could...
Did it twice in game one.
Well, just in general for this team. They've been able to get these sack bunts down, and for a team that it's about showcasing your talent, some guys might not want to bunt. And these guys, though, showing that they're team players here today.
Yeah, I think that was the perfect situation to throw down a sacrifice bunt in, because it's your number 9 hitter, no outs. Get that guy over to second base with less than 2 outs still for the top of your lineup to do something with.
Yeah, we'll see what Jordan Camby can do. The 0-1 pitch, Camby looking to bunt maybe. With the third baseman back and Jordan's speed, that's not a bad decision. This at least will force him up on the grass now. Or the fake grass, you could say, because it's all turf, but it's the green part of the infield. And that nearly hits Camby, gets away, and that allows the runner to advance to third. So Berkeley post 14 now in an excellent opportunity with a runner on third base and just 1 out, and Camby at the plate. Yep. So the wild pitch could have really hurt post 644 here in this 5th inning, top of the 5th, as
now they're going to bring the infield in.
The teams have switched sides, and the infield up, so Camby can hit one hard. It could be dangerous here. The next pitch to Jordan Camby is going to lay down the bunt as they tries to squeeze it in on the run, and it's fouled away, and now he'll be forced to swing away with 2 strikes and 2 balls, 1 out, a runner on third. Interesting call there. Could have worked, though, with the speed on the base pass on Stoudemire.
Right, and the speed of Camby being able to beat out the bunt as well.
The 2-2 pitch, and Camby swings and misses for strike 3. That's a big strikeout there from Bayo. 2 down now in the inning.
That's absolutely huge. It takes away any sort of sacrifice or fielder's choice to bring in that run.
Well, that'll bring Cam Moore to the plate, and you'd certainly say that Cam's due. 0 for 2 with a line out his last time that was hit really hard toward the second baseman. The first pitch here from Bayo is high and inside for a ball. He flew out his first time. If he hit it the second time anywhere else, it would have been a single easily, but instead it's just a long line out, a tough one to, I believe, end the inning. A runner on third here, and Moore will take it outside. He gets ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. It's Stoudemire on third, the former Washington Patriots here trying to come through for each other, with Stoudemire on third base and Cam Moore at the plate. Help Berkeley post 14 get the lead. The next pitch from Bayo misses outside for ball 3, so Cam will take a walk here on a 3-0 count, and that could bring Baden Hartman to the plate.
Game 1, Cam Moore laid down a sac bunt, got on base with an error from the right fielder, got a single and a walk in his 4 at-bats.
The 3-0 to Moore is outside for ball 4, so they walk him. That puts runners on the corners for Hartman. And we'll see what Baden's got. So far, a ground out and a single in this game, too. Had a good game 1, started the scoring with the RBI double he had. So Cam Moore draws a walk.
And that's still only one of the 2 hits that the Hornets have so far.
Moore will take off. He'll take second on the catcher's indifference. So 2 in scoring position for the Hornets. Hartman at the plate. Pitch missing high. 1-0 count. With runners in second and third. 2 guys with good speed. If Baden Hartman can come through here for Berkeley. The next pitch from Bayo is in there for a called strike.
With the way your pitching has been so far, a 2-run single could have you feeling really confident for how the rest of this game comes out.
Yeah, especially with this being a 7-inning game. in the doubleheader. Game 2 of the doubleheader. The next pitch to Hartman is high for a ball.
Yeah. Chase Herndon on deck in the event of a walk that could load the bases without driving in runs. So it wouldn't get much easier.
Runners take their lead. Bayo comes set, delivers. Next one high for a ball. 3-1 count. Bayo's starting to struggle a little bit. All of a sudden, after a good first inning of work, he's now got himself in a jam, and Hartman ahead in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 down. No score between the two teams. The next pitch to Baden Hartman is cracked out to deep left field. That ball is going, gone. A 3-run homer for Baden Hartman on a 3-1 pitch. It makes it 3-0 Berkeley post 14. Baden Hartman with a no-doubter to deep left field.
Absolutely crushed that one. 3-1. It's a hitter's count. And he made the best of it. Sitting dead red on a fastball. Crushes it over the left field wall.
3-0 Hornets, and Chase Herndon will come to the plate now. What a big hit by Baden Hartman, who has just had a great spring and now summer. And it looks like he's going to pick up where he left off.
Right, we're saying a 2 RBI single there would have made you feel good with how your pitching's been, but now he drives himself in by putting it over the wall.
And Herndon's going to line this one out toward left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit for Chase Herndon. So he has 2 hits today. I don't really know how you rule interference play in terms of what you...
I was wondering the same thing while trying to keep stats over here, Nick.
Well, they got him in the scorebook as 2 for 2. I'm sorry, 2 for 3. So it is an out, but it's not really a strikeout. It's just an out, I guess, is all you would really call it. But I didn't know what to write, so I just wrote interference, out.
So that home run by Hartman was Bayo's first hit given up. He already had 2 strikeouts, but 1 hit, and all of a sudden he's given up 3 runs.
So Chase Herndon has 2 hits on the day, and Colin Reed at the plate now. He walked and flew out so far. And Herndon's going to take off and try to steal second to throw down. Sliding nearly past the bag, but Chase able to hold on there. That's one of these things at the turf that makes it difficult. We've seen it several times today. Everybody's been able to stay on the base so far, but it's an adjustment for these guys. Dirt tends to slow you down. Turf tends to speed you up. 1-0 is called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Colin Reed.
And now if you're Swoyersville, all of a sudden you're down by 3 runs. When this game you really haven't been able to get much of anything going, only 2 hits, and you've only got 9 outs left once you get to the bottom of the inning. And now you're trying to just keep it at 3 runs.
Two balls, 1 strike, 2 down, 3-0 Hornets on top here in what's been a good inning. A 3-run home run from Baden Hartman.
Oh, I think Bayo's got a cramp.
Okay, well, at least it was a cramp. I just saw him fall down. I didn't really see what happened.
I could see he started reaching for his calf. I wasn't sure if he was just feeling a little tightness, but it looks like it's bad enough to where he's starting to get a full-on cramp. Charlie horse.
That does not feel good.
And, from experience, that's, even if it's just a cramp, it's sometimes more debilitating than some actual, strains of muscles.
You ever get the middle of the night Charlie horse?
Oh, that's the worst one.
Yeah.
Just laying in bed and all of a sudden you feel like being stung.
You tore your ACL.
Stung by 1,000
Not that
bees.
I know what that feels like, but yeah. Get him some water here. I mean, it's hot. It's probably close to 90 on the field, probably over 100.
Mid-80s. Even here, in the press box with all the windows open, the door open.
You complaining about your situation here, Dylan?
No, I'm just saying, we got a fan going in here. I said, even in here, it's not like, incredibly cold or anything.
It's not like we're sitting in
no, we're not over
AC in the freezing cold or anything. But I get what you mean. It's definitely not hot, though.
It's not the Hedgesville softball press box with the sitting next to the AC like we were for regionals.
That's true, yeah.
It started to feel like the Arctic tundra.
But it's also not the football press box in August with no AC. Here's a pop fly out toward the shortstop, Obolowski, and that ends the inning. Hornets still get 3 in the inning with the home run from Baden Hartman. Colin Reed retired there to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 3-0 Berkeley Post 14. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
P.O. Faulkner Park, home of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, but for the summer, home of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets, the Hornets' nest, as we begin this 5th inning, or bottom of the 5th inning, I should say, as the two teams have switched home and away for Game 2. Berkeley leading 3-0 over Swoyersville. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Dylan Bishop, Kyle McLaughlin, our cameraman, along with Braden Schaffner, and back in the studio is Spencer Dupuis. Carson Buber, another inning of work. Dylan, he looked good in that first inning, and now pitching with the lead after the Baden Hartman 3-run home run.
Yep, 3 up, 3 down for Carson Buber in his first inning of work. Got himself a pop up to shallow left field to Stottlemyre, struck out Anthony Bayo, and got Klosko to ground out to Stottlemyre as well. So now he's working with 3 runs to work with.
Schultz, Evan, Bayo due up for Swoyersville here. Schultz grounding out his first time up. And first pitch here from the right-hander Carson Buber goes a little bit high for ball 1.
And Schultz lay down a sacrifice bunt after Klosko got on base and then stole second. Then that's the jam Stevens was able to get himself out of for his last inning.
2-0 count here on Schultz. After the good inning for Berkeley Post 14, Buber a little bit on the bench for a little while as he'll deliver the next pitch in there for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike here on the right fielder.
Right, our player of the game in Game 1 for his play out at second base. Drew 2 walks, scored 3 runs, 1 home run.
Yeah, home runs have been coming a lot here for the Hornets. You've seen Baden Hartman obviously here in this game, and then Carson Buber and Jordan Camby in the first game going deep. The 2-2. Breaking ball misses inside for ball 3. Good grab by Cam Moore there behind the plate. I mean, a guy that played a lot of shortstop this year for Washington, despite the fact that in college he's going to play catcher. Played some left field his junior season. So a guy that will do anything for the team and also very versatile as this one misses inside for the ball. That allows Schultz to get on with the leadoff walk. Again, dangerous here. And we'll see what post 644 is going to do. I mean, it's a 3-run game, so you're probably not bunting, but you could here at the bottom of the order. And at least Oviedo is going to play in on the green part of the turf. The next pitch here from Buber, again, missing inside. He's had some issues with these inside pitches this inning. That allows the runner to take off on the wild pitch. Take second base.
Yeah, he's got to find his control again. But I could see still bunting this run over to third base if you really wanted to. You're down by 3. You've got 3 innings to work with. So if you wanted to play small ball like that, you could.
Pitch missing outside for ball 2. Now for runner in scoring position. I don't see that happening.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it would have been more likely if he were still in first. Now you don't really need to.
But just in case, Myers is up on the turf. Next pitch, a called strike there from Carson Buber. So he trying to work it back at 2-1 count. A runner on second base for Swoyersville. Evan at the plate. Next pitch, fouled down the third base line. And that will bring the count even now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. A runner on second base and post 644 trying to get back into this one against the Berkeley post 14 Hornets. Hold a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The next pitch from Buber. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and they'll tag him on the drop third for the first strikeout and the first out of the inning. Second strikeout on the day, though, for Carson Buber, and that will bring Bayo to the plate.
That's a valuable strikeout right there, because now you've eliminated that opportunity of any sort of fielder's choice or sacrifice getting that runner over to third with less than 2 outs.
And Nick Bayo to the plate. Anthony Bayo doing the pitching right now for post 644, and Nick Bayo sends a chopper right back to the pitcher Buber, and he'll throw over to first. And now Bayo in some pain, running down to first. As I'm not certain if it was the swing. I thought initially maybe it had hit him because I saw him kind of wince and slow up, and I think it might have just been his swing was really awkward. And depending on where it hit off the bat, potentially maybe gave him a sting. With these metal bats, that's a thing you tend to see. So I think that might have been the situation as he's back to his feet now and walking into the post 644 dugout. Or maybe it was a trip up the line as they're kind of looking at the turf there. I don't know.
I'm not sure if it was a twisted ankle or what.
I thought maybe it was something with his shoulder based on how he went down, but
right.
They were looking at the turf kind of like maybe it was, I don't know, like causing an issue. I don't know exactly what happened, but
it was hard to tell.
Good thing is Nick Bayo appears to be all right.
Yeah.
And the runner does advance to third, so 2 outs in the inning. McDermott at the plate. He's 1 for 2. I'm sorry, he walked and grounded out, so no hit so far. He did have a hit though to break up the no-hitter in game 1, and the pitch here to McDermott is inside for a ball. Lefty versus righty here. As once again Bayo grounding out to the pitcher. And that will bring McDermott to the plate with a runner on third and 2 down. A 3-0 lead for post 14. The next pitch runs inside, gets away from the catcher Cam Moore, and it bounces off that backstop and allows the runner to come in to score. So McDermott, Schultz coming around to score there. He walked, then a strikeout, then a ground out. And again, Dylan, we talk about these leadoff walks. Sometimes you only need to get a hit to get him across, and that was the case there.
Yeah, Buber had gotten himself in the situation he wanted, where he got that strikeout with no outs, to where that grounder that got him to third eliminated the sacrifice option.
Here's a ground ball down the line, and that's off the glove of a diving Oviedo, and going to be extra bases for McDermott as he slides in safely. And post 644, again, they continue to rally here in these later innings with some fight. A double there for McDermott down the line.
Yeah, that's a tough play for Oviedo to make. And it's a tough break for Buber to now have to deal with a runner in scoring position again. But 2 outs.
Here's the pitch, missing outside for a ball.
he's got to get that control back. Like I was in the middle of saying, was he had gotten himself in that ideal situation where that runner didn't get to third base until there were 2 outs, but that wild pitch is what got him across.
Husky now at the plate, taking it outside, or taking it for a strike on the outside part of the plate, I should say. 1 ball, 1 strike with a runner in scoring position to McDermott. A 3-1 game now, and a chance to add some more here at the top of the order in the bottom of the 5th. So no lead safe. Buber checking the runner and delivering the next pitch, and it's lined foul down and off the netting over toward the dugout on the first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Leposki.
You just need one more good pitch.
Buber looks into his catcher, Cam Moore. Checks the runner back there at second and delivers the next pitch and misses low and outside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He was still in a pitcher's count there, so he had something to work with. Try to chase, couldn't quite get it where he wanted to place it.
Buber now sitting in on a 2-2 count with a runner on second base and a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. The next pitch from Buber is low for a ball. So full count and a chance here post 644 to rally, Dylan. If they get a runner on, all of a sudden they have the lead runner at the plate.
Right, yeah, I mean, 3 runs. It felt like a good bit with how the pitchers were pitching, but it's a quick strike can get you right back to a tie game.
Yeah, and Buber hasn't pitched bad this inning, but he's had a few things go in favor of post 644, and they're taking advantage of those opportunities so far. A runner on second base for him. Leposki with a good at-bat here. The next pitch, high for ball 4. So the inning continues with Mason Scarlett coming to the plate.
Yeah, it's been a situation with essentially Buber's, the wild pitches he's had have kind of affected him, which, you know, if there's no runners on base, it's no different than a normal ball out of the strike zone. But after the leadoff walk, it's a lot harder to afford those kind of wild pitches.
Yeah, we got a mound visit here. Talk about a few things with 2 on and 2 down, and Elliott, who already has a single today, ground out as well, so he's made contact in both at-bats. He's been effective. See if Buber can get out of this thing. He's got 2 outs, so don't really need to focus too much on the base runners at this point. Just, go back to your mechanics and get some strikes here and see what you can do. Runner on second, runner on first for Swoyersville. He trails at 3-1. The next pitch to Scarlett is fouled straight back.
Straight back at us.
Yeah, I flinched a little bit, not gonna lie.
I flinched a lot of it. It's like, the net's there, but it's still a ball.
I mean, it's still a ball coming right at your face.
Right, yeah.
You don't really think about the net being there. I think it's more so just like a natural thing to flinch there.
Right.
As this one misses inside for a ball. Scarlett started the game as the pitcher for post 644. Now playing third base. He's got 2 on and 2 down. The next pitch from Buber, big swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch there from Carson. Scarlett.
Yeah. Again, he's fought himself to the way to. He just needs one more good pitch, just like that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 on. Check the runner and deliver the next pitch, and it's poked out toward right field. Charging in is Caleb Fletcher, and it's off his glove. Run coming in to score, and it's now a 3-2 ball game as McDermott coming around to score from second. As at the last moment, that ball just kind of dipped down, and Fletcher still got a glove on it, but couldn't quite make the play. I'm not certain if he lost it in the sun or what the case may have been there, but looked like a pretty routine fly ball out toward right field where I thought Caleb Fletcher was going to get to it in time, but I don't know if he took a bad step or what the situation was, but he was unable to make the catch, and with that now, it's a one-run game, Dylan.
And the tying run's on third base as well.
Yeah.
With a go-ahead run on first. So a ball
And
in
a
the
cleanup
gap.
hitter at the plate.
Right, a ball in the gap could give Swoyersville the lead. Gill 1 for 2 today with a single.
And Buber's had some wild pitches, so if one gets away from Cam Moore, we could be looking at a tied game again. Next pitch from Carson. Buber runs in, and right on cue, Cam Moore has to make a great play. Diving out of the way was Gill, the first baseman. He has a single and a flyout so far. Cleanup hitter looking to come through for this Swoyersville team. For runner on first and third, and 2 down. Buber on 1-1. Runner takes off from first, and a called strike 2 there.
Buber made it look easy in his first inning of work in the fourth.
Why is the runner going back to first? And now we got a rundown, so Berkeley's going to, throw it home. Because, if he would have been out, that was a very weird play. So let me just restart. The runner started trotting back towards second like it was a foul ball. He gets in a rundown, but if that run scores from third, which it did now, and we're tied at 3, before Berkeley was able to get out of the rundown, it counts. So the Hornets go home, and we're now tied at 3. Just a weird situation there, Dylan.
Yeah, very strange play. I'm not sure.
Well, it looked like the runner thought that there was a foul ball, so he had to go back to first as he was jogging back. And then they step off and try to get him out. And then it leads to a rundown, which then the runner from third obviously is going to come home to score. And then Berkeley's like, we can't get into a rundown because we're probably not going to get him out before they get the run across. So you have to come home, and then we're tied at 3. So
very strange.
I hope I explained that well for our radio audience.
I think you did as best as you could, if nothing else.
That's what I always try to do. But we're tied at 3.
Yeah, I think you explained it well.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, and a runner in scoring position. So what a change in this game. After we had 2 outs in this inning, it looked like the Hornets were going to close out this inning with a 3-0 lead still, and now we're tied at 3. And it's another full count on Gill. So post 6:44 trying to extend it here.
Yeah, this second inning of work has just been night and day compared to the first for Buber. The control has just not been there after he went 3 down in the fourth.
I mean, he got the 2 outs, though, nonetheless.
That too, yeah.
And it looked like he was going to be all right, but some weird things happening there. There's a strikeout looking for Gill. That ends the inning. Some wildness in the 5th. We're tied at 3 after that, and we head to the 6th. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Join us this summer for the thrill of American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier team in the area, and you don't want to miss 1 second of the action.
Brings up Camian Gonzalez with runners on the corner. Runner from first going, and it's a fair ball down the third base line by Gonzalez. That's going to allow 1 to score.
The Hornets begin their season on June 3rd. We'll have coverage all the way through the area tournament, July 18th through the 22nd at P.O. Faulkner Park.
Hi, I'm Ron Springer, head golf professional at The Woods. If you're a golfer who loves fun and competition, get your friends together and enter one of the many fundraising tournaments held at The Woods. You and your group may qualify to play in the area's premier golf event, the Tournament of Champions. The winning team will receive individual prizes as well as a cash prize for the organization they represent. For a list of qualifying tournaments, see ads in Around the Panhandle magazine and the Journal. For a list of rules and regulations, visit thewoods.com or contact me, Ron at thewoods.com.
3 after a very strange third inning. The Hornets get a 3-run home run from I couldn't even remember. Baden Hartman hit it. And then it looked like things were going to go well for Berkeley in the last half inning to go up 3-0 heading into the 6th, but some things kind of fell apart. He had a walk to lead off the inning, so that wasn't a good start, but then Schultz was able to find his way to third. We have a wild pitch, score him. but 2 outs were recorded. McDermott then pokes one down the line, double. Still didn't really feel like you were in trouble yet, Dylan. Then you had a walk and another run coming across the score on an error out there in right. And then the rundown situation, which was one of the stranger ones I've ever seen, is a runner stole second base, then started to retreat back to first like he thought it was a foul ball. I don't know if that's a called play or what the situation was. Kind of looked like it could have been because there was no contact on that pitch. So.
Yeah, it might have been intentional. It's certainly possible to where you just say, let's sacrifice the idea of getting, a 2-out single to try to take the lead here in this inning, and where we can purposely get into a rundown, try to get this third run across and tie the game.
And that worked, as Del Rosa is going to come in and miss just a bit inside to Connor Bailey.
Just a bit, yeah. That pitch got away from him.
But Connor Bailey's going to pinch hit here, so reset some things. Del Rosa's coming in to pitch. This one hits the zone for strike one. Looks like Bailey for Myers.
I believe you're right, and it looks like Landon Sifford up in the on-deck circle.
Pitch missing outside there again from Del Rosa. So he's come out here in this inning and struggled to locate his pitches. So we'll see what Connor Bailey can do for the Hornets, as we're now tied at 3 in this 6th inning. Top of the 6th. Again, the teams have switched sides here for this second game as Bailey gets ahead. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Again, Bailey was, as we mentioned in game 1, one of the only 2 guys in the lineup to get on base in every single at-bat. I think he actually ended up being the only one. Carson Buber grounded out in his final at-bat.
He's got 1,000 on-base percentage on the year. The 3-2 pitch to Connor Bailey, and that continues.
Gets on with a walk. There you go.
So leadoff walk for Bailey. He's another guy that once he gets on, he can definitely take second, Dylan. So we'll see what they like to do. Sifford had a rough first game. We'll see if he can come in here for Fletcher and provide a spark. And Landon's a guy that can also play the outfield if needed, despite pretty much just catching this last high school season for Martinsburg. His junior year, he did a lot of left field, so he could play right for him, or they could move things around defensively for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you could see just as easily see Herndon go to right field, Sifford in left, or they could put Sifford out in right. See if they put Connor Bailey at first base straight up for Jason Myers.
Yeah, true. Bailey did check in, so who knows what they'll do defensively, but 1-0 count here. Runner on first, and the pitch, again missing. And that allows Bailey to take second on the wild pitch. So, been a little bit of an issue here.
Yeah, a couple pitches like that for Del Rosa so far.
Where he's been able, or losing some control there from Del Rosa with a runner on second base and Landon Sifford at the plate for the Hornets. The next pitch from De La Rosa, Sifford lays down a bunt attempt but pulls it back, and I think they called a balk anyway, so runner advancing the third. He would have advanced on the wild pitch, but balk called. So 2-0 count. The pitch doesn't count.
Yep, the balk from De La Rosa. Let's Bailey now get to third base with no outs.
And the 2-0 to Landon Sifford. That runs in and hits him. So De La Rosa's control definitely hurting here. A walk and a hit by pitch to the 2 pinch hitters for Berkeley Post 14. And Stottlemyre will come to the plate.
So far, Stottlemyre 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Ended up being one of the runs driven in on Baden Hartman's 3-run home run.
Runner takes off for second. The throw not coming. So runners on second and third for the Hornets with nobody out and 0-1 count here on Stottlemyre.
big chance to get a lead open back up here after losing the 3-run lead in the 5th.
The pitch off the glove of the catcher, Klosko. The throw not in time, and Connor Bailey is going to take home. And how about Del Rosa there? I thought we were going to have maybe some collision there between him and Bailey, and luckily for Connor Bailey, who's the smaller of the two players there, nothing happening. And he takes home, though, on the wild pitch as these wild pitches continue, and Berkeley Post 14 regains the lead at 4-3. So, kind of anticlimactic, but we'll take it if you're the Hornets. And this one now getting away from the catcher, Klosko. That one not necessarily on De La Rosa, as it did hit off his glove, but runner on third, 2-1 count. And Stoudemire trying to score here, and now De La Rosa having a knee pad issue with his catcher gear.
Klosko trying to, I think, just reattach
Klosko.
Trying to reattach that top part.
Yeah,
the
seems like
left knee pad, knee guard.
Seems like he was able to put it back together relatively easily, so that's good.
We're seeing a lot of substitutions right now for Post 14, as we see in the on-deck circle Trevor Bohr, where Braden Oviedo would be.
So we'll see what they do defensively. 2-1. Low and inside, or called strike, though, on the inside corner, excuse me.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of moving around to possibly do. See if Colin Reed comes back out from DH to first base to replace Jason Myers. Maybe Sifford moves to DH.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We'll figure it out. I'm not going to try to guess it because there's a lot of substitutions here.
I feel like guessing. I want to see if I get any right.
I'll predict that Trevor Bohr goes to right field, or maybe in the mound, but I doubt it since he pitched a lot in the first game. As this one runs inside, and Stoudemire draws a walk. And we're going to see a mound visit here. As De La Rosa just hasn't had it today for whatever reason. I don't know if he's feeling something in his arm or what the case may be, but
I mean, when you saw his very first pitch was about 5 feet behind Connor Bailey.
And we've got a pitching change, so let's go ahead and take a 60-second break. 4-3. Berkeley on top here in the top of the 6th. We're back in 60 seconds.
Whether it's a strain, sprain, or fracture, WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Charlestown and Spring Mills now offers same-day appointments. No referral is needed unless required by your insurance carrier. WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine offers the exceptional care you expect for the injuries you don't. For same-day appointments at WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, call 304-725-BONE.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Hornets taking a 4-3 lead here in this 6th inning. And De La Rosa's day is done out there on the mound. Hospotter's going to come in and pitch, Dylan, and De La Rosa just couldn't find it today, and a quick outing of relief for him. Trevor Bohr is going to lead things off here, or not lead it off, but hit with 2 on, and
we'll lead things off for our new pitcher.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, three batters faced for Del Rosa, 3 walks, including a hit by pitch.
Runner takes off. Bohr lays down a great bunt. Going to be a tough play for the third baseman. Bohr sprinting down the line. He is safe, and the Hornets squeeze in another run as coming across the score is landed. Sifford. It's now 5-3. Berkeley on top with runners on the corners for the top of the order in Jordan Campy. So
honestly, not a lot of urgency from Scarlett to make that play. He was kind of indecisive. He took a good long, like half-second look towards home plate to see if he could make that play, and then I guess he didn't think Bohr was very fast.
Well, Bohr's going to take off here and take second, and I'd say that Trevor isn't necessarily known for his speed, but he's a hustle guy, and he'll get down the line, and plus being a lefty too, that helps you a little bit. Is a little bit closer to first base.
Yep. It just seemed like Scarlett really thought that he had more time than he did after picking up that bunt, and it just was not in time.
So run comes in, 5-3, and Canby's got a chance to add to it, and he's going to take a hit by a pitch.
I think they're going to say that he was, well, okay.
They're not.
The Hospetter definitely was making the claim that as he turned into that kind of like half-check swing, that he was kind of leaning into the pitch.
Yeah, well,
but
they didn't rule it that way, apparently.
Nope.
We saw that in Myrtle Beach, though, for Jordan Canby. And now Cam Moore's going to run in and hit with the bases loaded. So chance
no outs.
Chance for Berkeley to blow it back open here in this second game and really get something going. Nobody out, bases are loaded. Hospotter's next pitch to Cam Moore. He first pitch swings and fouls it away.
We saw a pitcher's duel for 4 innings, but like you said earlier, Nick, usually in these summer league games, you see a lot of runs. So, and we've seen 8 runs in the last inning and a half. So, that could continue.
0-1, Cam Moore gives it a ride out toward right center. That should be deep enough to score the runner from third. The throw in from the center fielder, Bayo, is cut off. And another run comes in to score. It's now 6-3, and Cam Moore does his job on a sacrifice RBI. Coming in to score is Stottlemyre, and Baden Hartman, who hit the home run his last time up, comes to the plate. A 3-run jack from Baden. He'd like to add another one of those, right, though?
You would think. If it were me playing baseball, I'd try to hit a home run every time.
If you hit a home run every time, you're guaranteed at least one run.
That's true.
Yeah. So we'll see what Baden Hartman elects to do as he sends it into the gap in left center field. That gets down for extra bases. A double will certainly do justice for Hartman. 2 runs coming in to score, and the Hornets continue to pour on the runs here in this 6th inning and extending the lead with a 2 RBI double from Baden Hartman. I think we can give him a player here today. If
5 RBIs in an 8-3 game, I'd say that he's and a triple shy of the cycle now. So I'd say he's got himself in the pole position for sure.
He's the leader right now. 8-3 our scores as coming to the plate here for the Hornets is Chase Herndon. He's had a good day. Single, pair of singles for him. Did have the interference as he pops this one up, though, into center field. Difficult play there and dropped out there for the shortstop Opusky. Is that ball?
I don't know why the shortstop is fielding a play like that.
It was hit out toward left center, and it could have been a shortstop play, but then the way it fell in made it not so much the case. So let's see. They give Herndon a hit on that one or not? They're going to not give him a hit, it looks like. 2 for 4 day for him. So
fair enough.
Pitch missing to Colin Reed. Reed hitting with 2 on, an 8-3 game. Colin looking to add some insurance runs for the Hornets here in this 6th inning. As you still got another inning to hit because Berkeley is the away team here in this game, despite playing at their home field. The agreement the 2 teams made here for this doubleheader is this one a called strike. I'm going to guess this is going to be the farthest home game Swoyersville plays this year, at least until any tournaments.
More than likely.
Colin Reed will take this one low for a ball.
So still only 1 out.
Yep.
A lot of damage can be done.
And good speed on the base pass, as that's
You're at the heart of your lineup still.
Common thing. Hartman and Herndon as this is hit out toward right center field. That ball just keeps carrying. That's over everybody's head. It's going to be a double for Colin Reed. Herndon sprinting into third base. The runners had to wait for it to fall in, but Peyton Hartman comes around to score. It's an RBI double for Colin Reed, and it is 9-3, Berkeley Post 14. So Reed a good piece of hitting, and Berkeley has batted around this thing.
So yeah, Connor Bailey gets the rare pinch hitter, seeing 2 at-bats in the same inning. In his first inning.
Pitch to Bailey is inside for a ball. Well, depending on the result, this would actually be his first official at-bat.
That's a good point. As
second plate appearance.
As would be the case for...
And Connor Bailey gives it a ride to left field, but it's going to be caught on the run by McDermott. A diving catch, giving it enough of a ride to be a sacrifice fly and score Chase Herndon.
It was a nice play out and left. But as you said, yeah, because of the way things have gone, they're making the appeal over to third, but he definitely went and tagged back up.
So Herndon scores? Well, you might as well try it.
Yeah, why not?
Had one go against you. That was in this game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so earlier in this one. Been a lot of things happened so far. But we're still in the 6th, and the Hornets are adding on to their lead now 10-3 on the sacrifice over their opponent here post 644. And a runner in Colin Reed on second base. And Landon Sifford at the plate. Sifford, again, hitting into the left field. That gets down for extra bases. Colin Reed's going to score from second, and Landon Sifford is in there with an RBI double. 11-3 Berkeley, leading here in the 6th.
Man, talk about opening things up. An 8-run inning.
Number 6, Brayden Solomon.
Yeah, big inning for the Hornets. Run coming there on the Sifford RBI double, and that will bring Stoudemire back to the plate here. He drew a walk his last time up. Hornets, just everybody's contributing in this one now. And the pitch to Stoudemire misses outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes, and 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Excuse me, our count. Runner on second base. The next pitch, Stoudemire gave it a ride, but it's going to go foul. So long, strike 2.
If he could have hooked that further right, would have gotten ourselves in a situation where Swoyersville is down to 3 outs instead of 6.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it went foul. The next one to Stoudemire runs inside for a ball. Count even at 2-2. Runner on second base for the Hornets. And the next pitch. Stoudemire fights this one off for a foul ball.
I think Stoudemire, after seeing how far he was able to hit that one foul, he wanted to try to crush one fair, but that was just high inside, one that he should have let go to make it a full count.
Runner on second base is Landon Sifford. That one running in and hitting Stoudemire on a breaking ball.
Putting on a little bit of acting job to say that that pitch that came in about as half the speed as most other pitches he probably saw. Oh, maybe, yeah, at this point, the way he's laying around.
I don't think he is acting.
I don't know, yeah. It seemed like he did it with a smile on his face. But I think it hit him right in the exact spot for a dead leg.
If he was acting, this deserves an Oscar.
Yeah, I was going to say, once you got a little bit into it, I'm like, wait a minute. Never mind. It's definitely it's a DiCaprio level performance, if not.
All right, well, he's on first, but is still kind of hobbling, so
That's
I was with you, though. It looked like he was joking because the pitch barely hit him. Or at least it wasn't, a hard thrown pitch, but I guess depending on where it hit him, it might have actually...
Yeah, Hospetter threw that ball as if he was kind of just trying to lob something in.
Or it slipped out of his hand.
Yeah,
I'm not
something like
there.
that. It's slower than, even in, an intentional walk sort of pitch would come in.
This has just been a weird game. Trevor Boer's going to take it low for a ball.
So now we have 3 pinch hitters in this inning who are getting to hit twice in said inning.
That helps with everybody's playing time, right? Trevor Boer fouls it away. Boer had an RBI single on a infield single on a bunt that helped Berkeley take the lead and begin this rally kind of when it comes to the runs coming across, at least. And the next pitch here to Trevor Boer. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Could be 2. Evan will only need 1. So throw over to first in time for the final out of the inning, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. This is American Legion Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park, the Hornets' Nest, for the summer, home of the Bulldogs during the spring and the rest of the year, I guess you could say, is Caleb Fletcher's going to come in and pitch to begin this bottom of the 6th. Again, the Hornets, typically it's their home field, but they're playing as the visitors here in Game 2 if you're just now joining us, as it's a doubleheader, and they made Swoyersville be the home team here for the second game. But Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, and Dylan, we have another pitching change. It's going to be Caleb Fletcher pitching in a role he should be pretty comfortable in, considering he did a lot of it this past high school season until the end of the year when he became a full-time starter. But he was, for the majority of the season, a relief guy that closed games out a lot like Trevor Boer did for Musselman. He did that for Jefferson.
Yeah, we've got him on the mound, and looking around the field, I think I've gotten all of our defensive changes. It looks like we've gone from Fletcher out and right to the pitching mound. One of our 3 pinch hitters, Connor Bailey, has moved out to right field. Chase Herndon still in left. Jordan Camey still in center. Oviedo still at third. Stottlemyre still at short. Hartman still at second. Colin Reed's moved from DH to first base.
So you were kind of accurate, Dylan, in your predictions there. You mentioned Colin Reed going from DH to first.
Yep, figured Colin Reed would go from DH to first since Reed played first base in Game 1. So it looks like either Boer or Sifford will stay in as the DH.
Yeah.
And the other one will sub out as Carson Buber has exited the game and Caleb Fletcher has stayed in to take his place on the mound.
Yep, so here we go. This one missing low for ball 1 is back to the lineup here, and we got leadoff hitter. It will be Bayo. And Bayo takes the first one. I'm sorry, Trevor Clem's going to hit here. So pinch hitter on the side of post 644 as well. As Clem will take this one out, or in there for a called strike. 3-1 now count.
This is his first at-bat of the day. We just saw him pitching in game 1.
Clem takes this one for a called strike, too, so full count on him with nobody out here to lead off the inning. And Caleb Fletcher doing the pitching now for Berkeley Post 14. Fletcher delivers on 3-2, and he misses outside the leadoff. I'm sorry, not ball 3. That's ball 3 now. Apologize for that. So the full count pitch from Fletcher is poked foul.
And Heads had to duck. That almost hit Tripp Tobin right in the head. And good thing he ducked. That was quick reflexes.
Well, Tripp still got it, Dylan. In case you didn't know that.
He still got it.
Yeah. That's what he'll tell you, at least. Next pitch. Called strike 3. Clem goes down looking. The third hitter to hit in that spot.
Now batting Aaron Rosso.
Yep. Swoyersville didn't use a DH in this game, so they've been moving things around. Started off as De La Rosa. Then when they moved Scarlett from pitcher to third base, he took for Bayo. Bayo took that part of the lineup.
Klosko takes the first pitch for a called strike. He so far has a hit and a ground out. And the next pitch. Runs inside and Klosko avoids it for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike here.
Looking into the post 14, a dugout. It'll be Landon Sifford that stays as DH, as I just saw Trevor Bohr has seemingly changed out of his uniform.
Good observation there, Dylan. 2-1 count with 1 down. And the next pitch. Fouled away by Klosko. So Caleb Fletcher with 1 out in the inning, trying to hold on to this comfortable lead here for Berkeley Post 14 at 11-3. Bottom of the 6th inning here with, again, the team switching sides and Post 644 being the home team here in Game 2. The next pitch from Fletcher is popped up and out of play. So count sits at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 down. Klosko trying to work his way on for Swoyersville. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Fletcher gets the strikeout back-to-back to start things off, and that'll bring Schultz to the plate.
It's got to feel comfortable out on the mound when you come out with an 8-run lead. And especially when you're used to being a closer who will, maybe considering coming from Jefferson, maybe he's played with bigger leads, but, normally a closer comes in with the game pretty close.
As this one misses inside for a ball.
Like, imagine if Mariano Rivera was coming into games for the Yankees with 8-run leads. He'd feel pretty good up there.
Well, a lot of people would then be questioning what Joe Girardi was doing, or whoever the manager would have been at the time. Yeah. This one fouled away. Unless it was a spring training game.
Right, all-star game, somebody,
Yeah, that's true. I just don't think Rivera did that very often.
No, I don't think he did.
Here's a breaking ball, a called strike, too. Yeah, so he'd probably feel really good, like you said.
Exactly. And now he's gotten this count to 2 strikes.
So we'll see if it can be 3 up, 3 down for Caleb Fletcher. As the next pitch to Schultz on 1-2 is a chopper. Hit towards shortstop. Stoudemire charges in, throws the first in time for the final out of the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for Swoyersville. Hornets coming back to the plate with a 11-3 lead. We'll see if they tack on any more runs or if Swoyersville can keep it at an 8-run deficit. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
On the Sports Mix, you'll hear the latest in local sports.
Spring Mills, Hedgesville, Martinsburg went 2-2. Martinsburg might be looking like the favorites right now because the most recent meetings against Spring Mills and Hedgesville, they were the victors in. But you never know. Any given night, these teams can win.
Tune into the Sports Mix with Spencer, Nick, and Colin. Weekdays from 12 to 1 on Talk Radio WRNR, FM 106.5, AM 740, TV 10, and streaming live on the TV 10 Facebook page.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Berkeley Post 14-11. Swoyersville Post 644-3 here as we begin the 7th inning. Swoyersville, the home team here in this second game of the doubleheader, despite this being the Hornets' home field. So with that, they flip the two sides, and we have a pitching change as well. Dylan, it's going to be Gill now pitching for Swoyersville in the 7th inning, and we'll see what he can do as the Hornets really blow it open in the 6th.
You have an 8-run 6th inning after we saw them put up 3 in inning number 5 as well, so 11 runs in the last 2 at-bats for the Hornets.
And could add more if they do choose to do so.
Right, they got the top of the lineup
or if
coming
they're
up.
able to, I guess.
You got the top of your lineup coming up. You made 3 substitutions for your 6, 7, 8 hitters. Or 6, 7, 9. Excuse me. But
right, but with the pitching change, I think Bohr is out now. Is that what you said? Or
yeah, it'll be Sifford still in the 7-hole, acting as the DH. If I have everything correct, and should be in the 9 spot. I guess we'll see who's still in the 9 spot.
I think Bohr might still be hitting. I don't know, but can be here.
Well, he's in shorts over there in the dugouts.
All right, so yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe Oviedo goes back in.
Oh yeah, it should still be Oviedo.
Okay.
Yeah, because he went back out at third base.
Right. Yeah, you're right. There you go. Figured it out there.
Yeah.
Making it more complicated than what it was.
Yep.
Next pitch here to Jordan Camby is fouled away. Camby, the center fielder. He's yet to get a hit in this one. Had a home run, though, in Game 1, so feeling pretty good at the plate.
Yeah, he got on base after being hit by a pitch last time up and scored all the way from first on the double by Baden Hartman.
The 1-2 to Camby got him looking for strike 3. I'll bring Cam Moore to the plate with 1 down. Moore having a good day. Not, amazing outing or anything, but found ways to get on, sacrifice a walk, fly out, line out for him.
Yep, got himself on base, stole a base, drove in a sacrifice fly.
Scored some runs. This one, strike 1 there. And I'm interested to see how Berkeley Post 14 uses its lineup throughout the summer. As the next pitch here, Cam Moore hit on the ground towards second base. Evan comes up and throws to first. Foot on the bag. Has a nice stretch over there at first by, I believe that's now Hayden Vaught playing first base again, as he did in Game 1. Or that may be, actually I think that's
Evan
playing first.
Oh, first, excuse me.
I think that's Trevor Clem, actually. 24?
Yes.
So ground out there for Cam Moore. And now Baden Hartman back to the plate. Hartman looking for the triple, Dylan.
Yep, see if you can see what he can do.
Besides that, he's done everything else to be our player of the game today. Single, home run, and a double.
For
And Hartman gives this one a ride to deep left center field. Outfielder going back, and it's off the wall there and left. We'll see if Baden goes for it. Rounding second, he's going for the cycle. Hartman the throw into third. In time for the out and the final out of the inning, but Baden knew he had the on his mind. He still gets credited with a double, but it's the final out of the inning, and we head to the 7th. This is Berkeley Post 14 Hornets baseball on TV 10 and Talk Radio WRNR. We're back at 60.
He just went for it.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Berkeley leading 11-3, and Swoyersville coming to the plate, post 644. Hornets are going to get the win here, Dylan, and sweep here on the day. Already been, really impressive day overall. Caleb Fletcher trying to close things out, and I'm sure when Colin heads down there for his post-game interviews, he'll have a happy manager Tobin and a happy Baden Hartman as well. Or you, I don't know. I just kind of figured Colin would and you'd stay up here, but whatever you want to do, I guess.
Yeah, we could do it either way. We'll see how it goes.
Whatever combination there. I guess Colin is running the camera, so we do kind of need somebody to run the camera. So.
Yeah, you just have to handle a little more of the post game.
I can handle it without you, Dylan. Actually, believe it or not.
I believe it. Nick Rosalini is a one-man show.
Well, I mean, you guys figure it out. But I guess we'll send you down there, Dylan.
Yeah. So now we got the bottom of the 7th. It's an 8-run lead. The 8-9-1 hitters.
You never know. Swoyersville could come back here. So crazier things have happened. Hedgesville tried to make the comeback. Unfortunately, the Eagles fell 11-8.
Right. This was the same situation we had in Game 1, right? 11-3 coming into the last inning. Swoyersville was able to get one run, make it 11-4.
They've shown some good fight today as Evan leads this off, and this game they had a chance to win. Just, I think, kind of ran out pitching.
I think that's definitely what it was. Yeah, once you saw Del Rosa come in, he faced 3 guys. It was 3 walks. Didn't really have much control, and then Hospetter wasn't able to. He only had 1 walk, but then he gave up 4 hits. There were 4 runs. Go back in with the other runs that Del Rosa had put on base originally, and that's an 8-run inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes here on Evan. He is 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout. The Hornets, they shouldn't really ever struggle with pitching as Caleb Fletcher gets the strikeout looking. He's the 6th guy we've seen today, I believe, for Berkeley. Between the 2 games.
You are correct. Yes, 3 pitchers this game, 3 pitchers last game.
So, and they still got other guys that aren't here today, and also guys that didn't pitch today. So.
Right. Yeah. They just have maybe the best pitcher in the state of West Virginia, Lane DeLauder, to add to this roster.
There's a swing and a miss here for strike 1. So, I mean, it's going to be a fun season to watch Berkeley Post 14 Hornets baseball.
Right, you got
Chase Hearn, I'm sorry.
I was going to say Griffin Horowitz as well.
Hayden Vaught sends a slow roller toward Oviedo at third. He's played well today defensively, and he gets that one for the 2nd out. So now down to the final out here in the ball game. Swoyersville back to the top of the order for McDermott. we've seen some good hits. He broke up the no-hitter in the first game, a double back in the 5th inning, ground out and a walk for him here today, and trying to come through and keep this game going. Tough task, though. Caleb Fletcher so far looking really good out of the bullpen, and he misses high and outside there for ball 1.
It is at least the top of the lineup for Swoyersville, so you've got that going for you at the very least.
Next pitch, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Next pitch from Fletcher. Fouled away. Another 1-2. Lined into right field. A diving effort and a catch over there at second base by Baden Hartman.
Well, I guess if you player of the game. Yeah. That's the
I think he had his Wheaties this morning.
Yeah.
As Hartman makes the diving play. Dylan, your thoughts before, or you want to just run down now, make sure you get Coach and everybody, and we'll go into the post-game show. Give you a quick thoughts there.
Yeah, I can give just quick thoughts. I mean, it's another just explosion of offense. They really just all came in 1 or 2 innings this time around. I mean, Baden Hartman had a great day at the plate in both games, 7 RBIs across 2 games, 5 in this one, a home run and a double. And, you know, it was really that 6th inning. Once, like you said, Swoyersville ran out of pitching. We saw no runs. I think 4 total hits in the first 4 innings. And then just things exploded once. And for post 14.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute break, then we'll hear from manager Trip Tobin and our player of the game, Baden Hartman. On the other side of this break, this is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg is your favorite place to have a great meal, a good time, and to catch all the games. Join us Mondays for 75-cent wings and follow your favorite team from the bar on our 17 TVs located all throughout the bar or from the outdoor fire pit. Ollie's has great food and drink menus and features specials for every day of the week, including Saturdays when you can get a 16-ounce ribeye steak grilled the way you want it for just $24.95. That's Ollie's VIP Northside at 36 Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. We'll see you for the game.
Hi, I'm Ron Springer, head golf professional at The Woods. If you're a golfer who loves fun and competition, get your friends together and enter one of the many fundraising tournaments held at The Woods. You and your group may qualify to play in the area's premier golf event, the Tournament of Champions. The winning team will receive individual prizes as well as a cash prize for the organization they represent. For a list of qualifying tournaments, see ads in Around the Panhandle magazine and the Journal. For a list of rules and regulations, visit thewoods.com or contact me, Ron at thewoods.com.
There's a local family moving in our territory. What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We're going through the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rocks, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the postgame show. So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. We'll begin the post-game show and send it down to Dylan Bishop with our player of the game, Baden Hartman. Dylan, take it away.
All right, thank you, Nick. Down here on the field with our player of the game for Game 2, Baden Hartman, 5 RBIs in Game 2. Got yourself 2 RBIs as well in the first game. How do you think things were going for you up on the plate today? You have so much success.
Today was just my day. I was seeing everything great. I was sitting, they were giving me a lot of fastballs, so I was just sitting fastballs a lot, and I was hitting well today, so it was a good job.
And you were able to make that last nice play there at second base to end the game. You played shortstop pretty much the entire season when you weren't pitching for Musselman, but today you were playing some second base when you got a guy like Braden Stottlemyre out there that can play short as well. Played shortstop in the second game. So what was it like being out there at second instead of short for you today in that second game?
It's very unusual to be playing second, but I didn't really get any balls hit to me until that last one. I made the play, and I like having depth at short, and I can go wherever, play wherever.
Now, this is a little different than the high school season, where when you're playing for Musselman, you're playing against a lot of different competition, playing with a lot of different teammates. So what is it like just being out here again for Post 14 and playing with all these guys from Hedgesville, Martinsburg, and playing against this different competition, this team up from Swoyersville?
It's great to come out here with the EPAC players and just everyone. They're just dogs, and it's great to play with them. We have great competition, and it's great baseball.
All right, Baden, thank you very much. Congrats on being our player of the game.
Thank you.
Good stuff there from Dylan Bishop along with Baden Hartman, our player of the game. As manager Tobin has disappeared, so we'll see. I mean, probably doing some things in the dugout that he needs to take care of, but we'll quickly kind of wrap some things up while Dylan tracks him down, potentially. Or no, it looks like Tripp's going to make his way over there now. So we'll send it back to Dylan here momentarily with the manager of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. His team getting 11-4 and 11-3 wins here today in the doubleheader. We'll go ahead and let Dylan take it away.
All right, thank you, Nick. Down on the field, Post 14 manager Tripp Tobin. You guys took you a little bit for the bats to wake up in Game 2, but all in all, across the two games, you were able to get double-digit runs in both games. What do you think was working for you guys up at the plate today?
Well, I think those guys, they're just a lot of talent there for one thing. I mean, we can't take too much credit for what they were able to accomplish today, but we have been working on some things. Certainly don't work on the long ball, but we have worked on bunting. We have worked on hitting behind runners and getting runners on, getting them over and getting them in. We did that successfully. Second game came out flat. They kept their energy level up. They were able to hang with us to give them an opportunity. Luckily, we got some free bases from one of their pitchers and was able to get the fire lit, but I was concerned that we were just going to let them hang around, not have an inning. But not every game we're going to get a guy who's going to give us free base and let us get away from them like that. So we got to fix that and keep our energy level up in these longer games.
Hey, you guys had a couple innings up there for your pitching that didn't go quite your way, but for the most part, you guys had a lot of great pitching today from guys like Stottlemyre and Myers and Dylan Stevens. What's it like to just for you guys to have such a deep pitching rotation of guys that just you can throw out there and be confident in?
Yeah, it was great to see those guys get out there and get some live action. A lot of those guys haven't thrown since sectionals. Fletcher hasn't thrown since regionals, so these guys haven't thrown a game. Stottlemyre hasn't thrown since probably the 15th of last month because of Shepard being finishing a little earlier than high school. So it was good to get these guys out here and get them all 40 or 50 pitches. And I just heard Sam over there tell them we had about, I think, 47 or 48 batters, and 33 or 4 of them we were ahead in counts. And so he was charting those pitches, and I think overall they did a really good job. And then afterwards they got their post-game work, and they've got some things they have to do tomorrow, and we're back here Monday. So we're getting those arms prepped up, and we're going to need a lot of arms for our schedule.
And just overall, what's it like to be back out here opening day and get yourself 2 big wins to build upon for the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, we got some things written down we got to work on. We've, the leave early play where we kind of gotten a run down second twice. We kind of got confused there, and a couple times on the bases, and then, a couple of guys that feel like they're struggling at the plate. But overall, I think, it was a great performance, and to get those 3 long balls, that was really nice. Those guys were, they were excited about that and got them up. But I think overall it was a good performance, a good opening day, and we've got a big task ahead of us on Tuesday with Leesburg coming into town. We know what they bring, and then of course we have a league game, I guess you could call it, on Wednesday with Potomac Valley. That'll go towards our standings in our area tournament, and then we're going to Morgantown, so we're going to hit the ground running, and we just glad we got the weather and got you guys here. Didn't quite get the flower we wanted, but everything else turned out pretty good.
All right, thanks for joining us, Coach, and congrats on the wins. Back to you, Nick.
Thank you, Dylan. As again, the Hornets get the win 11-3 here in Game 2, 11-4 in Game 1. It was 11 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. All 11 runs coming in the 5th and 6th innings for Berkeley Post 14. Hits coming from Baden Hartman, 4 for 5 at the plate, 5 RBIs, a home run, a triple short of the cycle for him. Chase Herndon 2 for 4. Kyle Reed 1 for 3 and an RBI. An RBI for Connor Bailey. No hit though, and Landon Sifford gets a hit and an RBI and a run scored, and then Trevor Bohr an RBI and a single for him. Those were the 8 hits for Berkeley Post 14. The pitching good as well. Dylan Stevens, 3 innings, 2 hits, no earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts for him, which is rare, but a good outing overall. Carson Bieber, 2 innings, 1 hit, had a little bit of a rough inning where he gave up 3 runs, 1 of those earned, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. And Caleb Fletcher, 2 innings, 3 strikeouts. Good stuff from him out of the bullpen. For Swoyersville, it was a 3-hit day here in Game 2. 1 hit from McDermott, 1 hit for Gill, and 1 hit from Klosko for their pitching. Scarlett, 3 1/3, 2 hits. He was really good early, keeping his batters in check. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Bayo did all right, 1 2/3, 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. De La Rosa struggled, 3 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks. Hospotter, 4 hits given up, 1 inning of work, 3 earned, 5 runs. And Gill, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. 7 strikeouts total for Post 644. Once again, the Hornets get the win, 11-3. That does it here for us. For Spencer Dupuis back in the studio, Braden Schaffner, our cameraman, along with Colin McLaughlin, our other cameraman, and Dylan Bishop. I'm Nick Verzolini, saying so long here from P.O. Faulkner Park. We'll see you at our next Hornets baseball game. This is American Legion Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR.